So today we're going to be checking out the AMX M4 54. This recently got buffed in the latest patch and it's turned into a bit of a monster. Now I don't even have all the field mods on this tank. I just, been grinding slowly through it. But it is insane how much they have actually changed this vehicle. It no longer needs V-stabs at all. It gets exactly the same, actually slightly better dispersion and soft stats for the gun than the Super Conqueror. So stabs you just don't need on this, and you can easily go HP Turbo Rammer, and even just for this video we're going to put on a Bounty Turbo just so it acts like it's in the correct slot. Now you could ditch the HP and put in vents or something like that if you really wanted to, completely up to you. If you want to kind of boost the DPM a little bit more and then everything else about the tank, but realistically it doesn't need that. It benefits a lot from the HP because you're now at 2,700 hit points. That is a lot of hit points. Not to mention that you get the track health as well, so you basically can't be tracked on the first shot unless it's a super high caliber gun shooting HE or something like that. And the terrain distances are actually okay on this vehicle. You'll notice that when I actually went into here, you'll see that I'm actually using the lightweight suspension. I don't recommend you do this. Because it does slow the tank down, especially in the swampy environments and stuff like that. But when it's on medium and hard terrain, it's absolutely fine to choose this because it's going to make zero difference. It's got more than enough terrain resistances to benefit from having the little bit of extra track durability on top of already the HP boost. And we might as well talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, I'm firing full gold. I don't care. I mean, this is one of the worst guns for standard rounds because the premium rounds are AP as well, which means they're going to act exactly the same for normalization, and they're even faster than the standard AP. There is nothing that the normal AP does better than the premium AP. Even at 500 meters, you're only going to drop, what, 13 millimeters a pen? I mean, sure, you drop 10, but you go all the way down to 240 millimeters a pen at 500 meters, whereas even at 500 meters, you're still going to have 283. So no, I don't think it's worth anyone taking AP unless you really want to earn credits in tier 10, but why are you paying tier 10 to earn credits? Anyway, now that I've annoyed just the right people, let's go and play some games. And magically, we are now on Himmlesdorf for our first game. I love this map. I love this tank. I love this map. It is amazing. I mean, I enjoyed playing this tank even before it got nerfed, which is a bit weird, but there you go. That's me, I guess. Okay then. Well, my first shot isn't that great, unfortunately. It is against tier 9s, and I'm just going to turn up the game sound a little bit. Got about 16. And do we see anyone that we can shoot at? Also, another good thing about this gun is a 130mm caliber gun, so you can actually overmatch quite a lot of stuff with this caliber. So you'll see that sometimes it's just easy to pen people, especially engine decks and upper hulls. It's super nice. Kind of want to push forwards a little bit, but I'm scared of what is around that corner. Bit like that. TNH. Maybe the T10's going to peak now. I mean, he sort of is. It's an interesting peak from the T10. Might be able to get a shot on this. I get a shot on the UDES or anyone? No, but I'll get a shot on this guy in a second. Okay. Maybe not. I guess not. We're pushing forwards then. Now, what are we going to do here? Just fired. Put one in. Thank you, Tortoise. A little bit of bad aiming, but kind of weird how this enemy's playing this, I'm not gonna lie. This is very, very weird. Right, well, in that case, then, we're going to go onto the inside. And we're going to kill this T10. Now that he's dealt with, we can now push up even more. But I don't get why the enemy heavies aren't... like, they're just not playing the game. Really? Finish him off. And now everyone's just running away. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just... what a weird game. Another thing to mention is that the HE rounds are alright on this tank, but not great. Like, they do 640 alpha, which is honestly a bit lower than you would think. And we switch back to AP as well. But like, the game's already over. It's just, yeah. Welcome to World of Tanks nowadays. Where every single game is like 3 minutes long. I mean, unfortunately, we couldn't really show the tank too much. We got 2.5 out of it, but there's just no way of anyone really gaining anything more. So, yep, 2.5. I don't know. Like, the enemy team just didn't do anything. I don't know why the E75 went over to that side of the map. And like, the TNH didn't want to play on the corner with the T10. Like, no one really had a good game. I mean, the M48, sure, like 3.8 is okay. But like, no one was outstanding in that game, let's say. And we can get ourselves the next field mod so that we do actually get a little bit more view range. Very nice. And we even get a little bit more HP as well. Very, very nice. Okay, next game. Okay, well, we're on Abbey, which is not really a very good map, let's be honest. We're going to go to the left-hand side and just hope that the enemy go there. Right, let's see. Is anyone going to come down this way? I'm going to go down straight away to help this Centurion, actually. Try and shoot one on the move, but realistically, that's not going to hit. There we go. Get one into his cupola. That was actually quite a hard shot to hit. Because that little patch is actually hittable. That's annoying. I thought he was a little bit more side on than he actually was. Okay. That's really weird. Trying to get the tracking shot, but no, I'm just aiming badly, and now this guy's going to go in front. Why? God's sake. Hate people like that. I don't care what tank you're in, you don't do that to people. That's how you get yourself killed, by the way, because if you do that to the wrong person, they will just push you out. This VK is very annoying. .780 armor being extremely strong as usual. And one thing you can't do in this tank is side scrape. Try and turn that chat. You should die though. close, at least. Alright, well, let's just try and clean up now. See what end game damage we can end up getting. Thank you, artillery. Very, very fun. There's also the FV. Let's get my radio operator back. Why not? I'm not spotted when I do that, at least. I mean, I'd expect the FE to be here. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I'm not gonna lie, this 3D model is very annoying when you're zoomed in a little bit more. What's up, the gorilla? The gorilla's probably at the very back over there. So we're going to try and put one into this guy's cupola instantly. Very nice. A bit more RNG than well aimed, but I mean, we're trying to get aim for it at least. Just wait a second. Oh, gorilla's not there. Okay. Gorilla's actually gone all the way in. Hopefully we can get a shot on this 140 in a second. Kind of rushed that for no real reason. Though I have all this time. Just done. Yes, artillery. Very, very cool. Not gonna lie, I didn't play this very well. But I played this quite badly, actually. I could have played this a lot better. Like, we played quite carelessly with our HP and stuff. And just aiming shots. We should have been aiming shots a lot more. Like, there was no real need for me to rush some of those shots. Don't know if this EBR is going to try and peek me. Maybe. Don't know why we're capping either, but there you go. Very cool. I don't know why you would ever cap in that situation, but right. So 4.3k, and we can apply it. Very, very nice. Yeah, not bad. We probably could have got one or two more shots in, to be honest. Especially one more. Like, if we had just aimed at that 140, we could have got that extra shot in. Anyway, let's go and play one more game. And, yeah, discuss this tank. Okay, so we are now on Westfield. The one thing that this tank doesn't have is kind of ridgeline potential. I mean, it does, but it's not god tier kind of potential. Especially from this side on Westfield, it is not very nice to play. So we are not going to play that, and instead we're going to play back here. And okay. STRV. How does that not pet? Oh man, I love Arty so much. It's very fun. Don't have a shot. And this 277 is actually going to be quite annoying to deal with. mean, the 704? The E4 just fired. He just went straight through my gun. Okay. Yeah, that's why. That's why you can't play hold down really on this tank. Because it actually has weak spots here and here. So it is not very useful on a ridgeline. You can still play on a ridgeline, but... Come on, kill the STRV. No. Oh, look. An extremely fun tank to play against. And he's just YOLOing. Literally just YOLOing. Please, high roll. A low roll. No, you're dead. You're very, very intelligent. That's... Oh... That's a joke, man. It's actually a joke. I should not have taken an extra shell for that. Now I don't have the HP to actually deal with this STRV. Man, I love Westfield and I love artillery. It's just so much fun. Doesn't matter how good your tank is, it is nothing against artillery and dumbly designed tanks like the Mino. But hey, at least artillery doesn't do any damage anymore, you know? Got nerfed, so it's kind of useless now. Oh, I had a thoroughly wonderful experience playing that. Well, I mean, I did play in the tank, but yes, playing against artillery on Westfield was... No, there's nothing nice to say about that. Anyway, we done okay. Not really. I mean, for this, I'm aiming at least like, 3.5 to 4k average damage. But at the end of the day, I don't really care too much. To be quite honest, I enjoy playing this tank and it is fun. The problem is that the games are just so fast now, and on those maps, there's not really a lot you can do. Like, especially that first game where there was no one. Like, there was just no one to shoot at, even though that's where you go with the heavy tanks. And then the last game where you just getting pummeled by artillery, even though that you're behind a mountain or, a hill, whatever. And yeah, then you just get nice RNG. I mean, one from this, like, he's very lucky that I hit the only part of his tank that I can't pen, which is the little plates up here. And then you get nice RNG from a very, very good tank that they've introduced. Thanks, Wargaming. Oh, and this. That as well. So yes, fisted once more by RNG. Thank you. But I mean, this tank's just, it's so good now. With the field mods as well, because this tank is so heavy, it weighs 80 tons, you can actually ram stuff super reliably. If you're seeing a medium tank, or even just like, a smaller heavy tank like a 277, just ram it. Like, you can easily reset the track timer as well with this tank because it's so heavy. You just ram it into its tracks, reset the track timer so it's perma-tracked in front of you. Because you do have a little bit of a longer reload, you can actually afford to do that and try and keep them perma-tracked that way. Obviously, for the number 6 field mod, you do get the mobility slot, which is very, very handy, especially when you want to go for turbo. And on the 7th, you get either top speed in reverse by 2 kilometers an hour, which is the one I would go for, because the other one isn't really worth it for the turret traverse or the gun traverse, sorry. So yeah, the reverse in top speed, and then the ramming damage even more, because this thing is just amazing. Combine that also with controlled impact so that you're going to do even more ramming damage. Yeah, you're going to do a lot. I actually might switch this out. I'm going to do that. How many of these do I have? 12. I have this from Frontline. I don't really know if it's worth it, to be honest, though. You know what? We'll use it. Why not? I like this tank. I do want off-road driving, though, because that does help me out quite a bit. And we'll have controlled impact. We'll grab repairs as the last one, so that we're training that up. Very, very nice. And then for the next one, we'll choose smooth ride. I feel like it's going to get nerfed again, because at the moment, people are... Well, like, this is the thing. I don't think this tank is OP. I just don't. It's very, very easy to pen and actually play against, but it's also fun to play. Like, I mean, to be honest though, I don't think it needs this much DPM on the big gun. Because like beforehand, it was kind of like you had the choice of the two guns. Whereas this gun was just, you know, it was big, clunky, didn't have very good stats. So everyone just chose the DPM gun because this had better DPM. But now, if you made it so that they had the same DPM, I feel like you would have a choice at least. Because then you also have 270 standard pen. So for people that, you know, don't want to fire gold, because it is AP and APCR on this one at least. So, you know, AP is going to have better normalization and whatnot. So you can actually save some credits then and just fire some standard rounds. You can then use this gun. But then for people that do want to have the bigger damage, like I always have done on this tank, you can still use this gun. So I feel like they didn't need to touch the reload time at all, but they did anyway. So I mean, I would just say make it about the same. And then that's probably fine. But I honestly wouldn't touch anything else about this tank because at the moment it's actually amazing. Because it is not riddled with weak spots, but it has enough weak spots where they're actually weak spots. Because against normal AP, so the standard rounds on this tank, you can still pen the cupolas. And these are quite hard to actually hide. Because when it's using all its gun depression, yes, it is hard to hit this, right? Not impossible, but very, very hard. Like, you know, that's stupid. However, if you do low premium, you can go most of the time through this. And if you just aim a little bit above, because it's about 280, just above that, I believe it's actually, if we look at the visual model, if you aim just below this little periscope, I guess it is, you can pen this thing. Like, pretty reliably with anything around about 280 pen. On the left-hand side, it's a little bit harder to do because there's no real indication of how to pen it. But it is possible, and also underneath. But it's quite rare that you'll see it where it's using its full gun depression. Like, I've hardly ever shot one of these things while it's like this. Because it only has 8 degrees of gun depression. It doesn't have, you know, 10, 12. If this thing had like 10 or 12 degrees of gun depression, it would be stupid. Right? It would be actually OP. Most of the time, you're going to meet them on around about like this. And you can still hit the cupolas. Even like this. It is not too hard to hit this. The right cupola is a little bit annoying to try and hit because it's actually curved, so you could ricochet off of it. But the left cupola is super, super easy to hit. So if you can, always go for the left, but the right is there as well. Also, you may have heard me talk about you can't really side scrape in this tank, because if you do side scrape, even if, let's say, you are side scraping really well, like this is still getting penned. 230 millimeters thick. You're going every single time through that. And the back of it is only 100 millimeters thick. Yeah. So if it is side scraping like this and it over angles, you can go straight through here or just go straight through the back. But realistically, this side bit here is stupidly easy to go through if you get the side of it. If you are fighting one of these things though, and you are a lower tier, do not shoot the lower plate. Just don't. It's 250 millimeters thick. It is a problem and you will not go through it. If you see one of these things, go for the cupola. Because even if you're in something like an FCM50T, you can still pen this cupola. On the other one as well. And even this, if it's side scraping, I don't know. This is actually a nearly perfectly balanced tank. I say nearly because it's not perfect. I still feel like it needs a little bit of a reload nerf. I don't think it needed this much DPM. Because people are actually outputting stupid amounts of damage in this thing now. Like, the Killzer has 6,000 average damage on this tank. Over 83 games. Like, does that mean the tank's OP? No. Because you can still play against this thing. And it's still easy to pen. If you know what you're doing, this tank is beautiful. And just, it plays so well. But at the same time, it's not annoying to play against. It's not like the Mino, where you just can't pen it if it's hold down. And then it's boring to play as well, because you've got an 8-second inch clip reload. And then you just sit in there, slowly get into the game. Then you just sit all hold down. No one can pen you. Then you just keep outputting your shells. It's not like that. It's actually, you have to use your brain to play this tank. And if you don't, you get punished for it. So yeah, I'm actually extremely happy that this thing got buffed. Yeah, because now this is just a comfy tank to play. It really is. As always, if you did enjoy, you know what to do, and I'll see you all in the next video.